Guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. I appreciate all the likes and subscriptions and comments that's actually been coming on my channel. I very much appreciate, guys. So guys, we're actually going to jump right into it. But actually, before we jump into the video, guys, I want you to hit that like, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a beat on my channel, guys. So guys, the topic that we're actually going to be talking about today is business funding and how it relates to real estate investors, right? So we're actually going to go over 7 bullet points right now, right? So the first one is actually property acquisition. So we know as real estate investors, we're all about acquiring different properties so we can actually make money, right? So that can either be residential, commercial, industrial. So you want to have the needed capital to go about attaining these properties, right, guys? So whether that's some sort of down payment that you need to put towards it, any sort of purchase costs, anything like that, you already have the needed capital to go about doing that, right, guys? So the second topic is actually property development. So say, for instance, you're trying to develop a property and you're like, where am I actually going to get this money from? I don't know. I don't have any rich friends or anything like that. So that's where business funding actually comes into play, guys, right? Because you want to have your credit in tip-top shape. You want to have your utilization low on your cards. So the funding that I do provide is the ability for you to get business funding where it's actually being reported to the business side, where utilization in terms of high utilization is no longer a factor because now it's being reported to the business credit bureaus, right? So that's funding I can actually get you 0% business funding between 12 to 18 months, guys, right? So reach out to myself and find out how that is possible for your business as well, with you being a real estate investor if you have an LLC or a corporation, right, guys? So guys, the third topic is property management. So guys, we know that from time to time with property management that, stuff will break on whatever properties that you have bought, whether that's single family homes, condos, duplexes, triplexes, quadplexes, multifamily units, such as apartment complexes and stuff like that. Stuff will break and you will need income or capital to go about fixing that, right, guys? So that's where really and truthfully the business funding actually comes into play. You being an investor, you're able to cover operational costs. You're able to help investors enhance any sort of property value because you'll have that needed capital on hand, right, guys? So check this out as well. So scaling and portfolio diversification is actually the fourth topic, right, guys? So say you as a real estate investor, you're making great money, income is coming in and you want to acquire other different properties. So now you have the capital on hand to go about doing that, guys, right? So guys, I have many different ways on how you can actually liquidate even the business credit cards I do provide you. You can actually liquidate those through different systems that you do have access to get liquid, to get the actual cash from off the credit cards, so you can actually go about doing basically whatever that you want to go about doing it with it, right, guys? So guys, the fifth topic is flipping properties. So guys, we know from time to time that when you're trying to make a move with flipping properties, you're either buying distressed properties and you're looking to renovate them as well as to sell them to make a quick profit with them, right? So with business funding, you can benefit from that by you having the needed capital to acquire the properties, right? So we already know with flipping properties that you can either hire a construction team if it needs any sort of renovation. You have the capital on hand to even go about paying the individuals that's actually doing the work on the house, right? So different units or whatever the case is, you want to have that capital readily available, right, guys? So long-term rentals, just imagine this. Investors that are looking to generate consistent rental income, you can go about doing that with business funding, guys, right? So you use business funding to acquire rental properties. So, right, guys, so just imagine you now buy a property, whatever the case is, you need the money to buy the property, and then now you have somebody that's actually renting it out. That individual is actually going to cover the money that you've probably the down payment that you actually put on the property, whatever the case is, and over time you're going to make your money back because now you're using the individual that you actually got to rent the property. You're using now his income to pay back the business funding that you actually had attained, right, guys? So guys, now the seventh topic is actually real estate syndication. And what is actually real estate syndication? So you and other different investors pool your money in to get to buy a larger real estate investment property, right? So that's the whole point of real estate syndication. So where does business funding come into play with that, guys? So just imagine this: you now have funding where depending on XYZ amount of money you guys need to pull in to buy that larger unit, whether that's usually syndication is usually done in play where you're going to buy a large unit. So that's where the funding process comes in, right? To be able to pull in because now you have a larger capital to go about doing that, guys, right? So, guys, that basically breaks down the seven different topics that how business funding can really help real estate investors. So, guys, like I said, it goes back to property acquisition, property development, property management, as well as your scaling and diversifying your portfolio to attain more properties. You're flipping, you're doing long-term rentals as well as real estate syndication, guys. So, guys, like I said, I'll drop the information in the description box below. Guys, just comment on drop any comments below. How can I get funding with me being a real estate investor? So if you don't have the credit needed to acquire the funding, I also can repair your credit as well. So, guys, hit that like, hit that subscribe button so you never miss a beat on my channel. And I'm gonna see you in the next video.